Hi, my name is Samantha Johnson. I'm a registered nurse and currently a student in the Health Informatics Master's Program at University of San Diego in the course Healthcare Leadership, Values, and Social Justice. And today I will be presenting my project on incorporating a safety story in the quarterly newsletters that I currently participate in writing for my position at Home Health. So, the vision of the project is to include a safety story in each of our newsletters for home health care employees at the Santa Rosa branch that is easy and accessible for everybody in a brief way that doesn't take up too much time to read and gets a point across. The purpose, again, is to improve patient and provider safety in a brief way. This can be a safety story regarding a near miss with a patient, or a way to improve safety for providers that are going into the home setting. It has been proven that sharing these experiences and discussing them together helps identify areas that are vulnerable for these errors and also brings people together that may have different perspectives that can help identify a solution for these errors. The EOW committee is an excellence of work committee that the purpose is to represent all of the home health discipline of providers and be able to act as a voice that can advocate on their behalf. So this includes a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, a licensed vocational nurse, and then a registered nurse, which is myself. So the leadership theory that I used in my leadership role for this project was Theory Y, which focuses around participant self-motivation. So this means all of the team members collaborate together under the assumption that they will be contributing properly and responsibly on their own without too much authoritarian presence of the leader. Some of the traits that I used as a leader in this project are listed here. So sociability refers to the ability to communicate with the staff members and team members well, which was difficult due to the fact that we don't really see each other in person. We're never in the office, so everything had to be done through email or through instant messaging or through our meetings that we would have through video. I also tried to be encouraging and understanding of each of the individuals that were participating in this project and in the EOW committee in general, trying to understand limitations they might be facing or that we were all facing, and trying to assist the best that I could. Some leadership behaviors that I tried to exhibit was more of a relationship behavior. So initially, I had planned on being more of a initiating structure, behaviored leader, and focusing on the goals of the task in a very organized manner, but it ended up transitioning to a relationship oriented behavior because of some of the limitations we had related to staffing. I tried to focus on the actual individual needs of the members, understand their situations, limitations, while being respectful and anticipating any kind of assistance they might need with participating in this project. For the overall team culture, we obviously tried to incorporate the basic mission of Sutter Health itself, which is that it's a non-for-profit commitment to compassion and excellence with a focus on quality, access, and affordability in healthcare for their patient population. And then we also brought in our own own important topics that we wanted to include in our culture. Number one is flexible communication and maintaining a positive climate. So, making sure that we are supportive and fair to each other as a leader and just as members in the EOW committee. We always wanted to be respectful while encouraging participation from all members and including all of the members in the team to feel safe and confident with participating as well. For our diversity within the group members themselves, the EOW committee already set up a nice way to include all of the different disciplines. We have one representative from each of the disciplines, again, physical therapy, occupational therapy, licensed vocational nursing, and registered nursing. For this project specifically, we aimed at avoiding any prejudice of patient populations in the safety stories. So we were very conscious of the topics that we chose or hope to choose in the future and include. We work with many at-risk populations that are very vulnerable and may have stigmas against them. And so we were hoping and were successful in avoiding generalized statements and stereotypes related to these patient populations. For this project, we were lucky that we didn't face any within the team conflicts. If we had faced them, I would have used a collaborative method for resolution. But we did face some external conflicts, which included the most apparent conflict was short staffing. Throughout the entirety of this project, we were very short staffed across the board in all disciplines, which definitely affected how much time we were able to dedicate to this project, as there was no specific amount of time dedicated to it. It was just throughout the workday that we were able to send messages to each other and one meeting every 3 weeks to discuss through video in the morning. And also, some of the members already had pre-scheduled to take time off during these meeting times. So we did have to adjust our schedule around that time off as well. And some things got delayed, but overall we were able to stick to our timeline and we successfully finished the project. I did my best to acknowledge the short staffing and that we were all doing our best and be encouraging that what we were doing was ultimately putting out a safety story that would be beneficial to all of our staff members. And it just had to be a simple story that was easy to read and understand, that would provide a lot of information. Overall, the project was a success. We ended up putting a safety story into our newsletter that was released for our October edition, and we plan on keeping this segment of our newsletter for future quarterly newsletters indefinitely. We've already discussed future topics we would like to include and ways to showcase areas that may need extra attention for various disciplines. For my leadership evaluation forms, the feedback I got was mostly positive. One area that was mentioned for improvement by a team member was I could be more assertive when asking for support from members that were not participating as much as other team members. And I definitely could do better about being more assertive. An improvement mentioned by a team member about the project overall is that we should be focusing on those at-risk populations that we do mostly serve, as we serve mostly uninsured or Medicare patients. many houseless or with psych problems that may face stigmas in home health. So we should focus on those for future safety stories. And the most important lesson that I took away from this project is that it is a lot easier to implement change than I thought it was. And implementing a positive change is definitely possible. It takes some work and some collaboration of a team, but it is doable. And anyone can be a leader or take up a leadership role when trying to implement change. There's many different styles and traits of leaders, and they all bring their own strengths depending on these differences. And having a positive team climate and a great team is definitely the key to success for a project. I listed my resources here, and here is my contact info if you have any questions for me or any feedback. And thank you for watching.